In the annals of history, few figures have been as enigmatic, revered, and reviled as the witch. But who truly were these individuals who tread the delicate line between the mystical and the mundane? Throughout the ages, the narrative of the witch has been shaped and reshaped, molded by the perspectives of those who sought to define them. From the perspective of the witches themselves, to the societal lens that viewed them with a mix of awe and apprehension, and finally, to the authoritative gaze that often judged and labeled them. The story of the witch is a rich tapestry of belief, power, and identity. As we embark on this journey, we delve deep into the eras preceding classical antiquity, a time when the concept of the witch was still in its infancy, yet the dance with the mystical had already taken root. These were the lands of the Proto IndoEuropeans and other ancient civilizations, where the rhythms of nature were intertwined with daily life, and magic was the very breath of existence. Envision vast steppes and whispering forests, where early seers, the predecessors to oracles and druids, communed with the universe. To themselves, they were the custodians of ancient wisdom, the bridge between the seen and the unseen. To their communities, they were figures of profound influence, their abilities both a blessing and an enigma. Yet the tribal leaders and emerging authorities of these times might have viewed these individuals with both reverence and caution, their powers a potential challenge to the established order. The remnants of these bygone eras, linguistic traces, archaeological artifacts, and ancient rituals, offer a glimpse into a world where every tree held a spirit, every ritual was a sacred communion, and every practitioner was a vital thread in a vast, interconnected web of tradition and belief. Join us as we journey back to the dawn of civilization to uncover the origins of the witch archetype and explore the myriad perspectives that shape their narrative. Discover a world where the lines between magic, spirituality, and society were fluid, where the story of the witch was just beginning to unfold. If you are enjoying this, please like and subscribe. It helps me out. Thank you. In the fertile lands between the Tigris and Euphrates rivers, where ziggurats touched the heavens and cuneiform tablets told tales of gods and men, the world of Mesopotamia was alive with magic. This cradle of civilization, with its vast city-states and intricate pantheon, offered a canvas where the lines between the human and the divine, the known and the unknown, constantly intertwined. Imagine wandering through the ancient streets of Ur or Babylon, where priests, healers, and diviners played central roles in society. Amidst this bustling backdrop, the figure of the Asipu, a specialist in rituals and incantations, emerges prominently. Recognized for their deep knowledge of rituals, these practitioners often acted as intermediaries, channeling the divine to cure ailments, ward off evil spirits, and bless the land. As the ancient tablets recount, he made the storm to blow, made a whirlwind to cyclone, and brought a flood with his fierce waters over the people like an enemy he swept. A reminder of the potent forces these practitioners sought to appease. Yet not all who wielded the mystical arts in Mesopotamia held such esteemed positions. Alongside the Asipu, there were others, like the Masmasu, who tread a more ambiguous path. While they too held roles as healers and protectors, their practices, often blending magic with medicine, were sometimes met with skepticism. An ancient incantation reads, "By the incantation of the learned man and the purification rites of the gods, may this spell be bound," highlighting the balance they maintained between the mystical and the medicinal. Venturing further into the homes and sanctuaries away from the city centers, another layer of Mesopotamian magic unveils itself. Here, rituals were deeply personal, interwoven with daily life. Amulets bearing the visage of gods like Ishtar or Marduk were not mere ornaments, but potent symbols of protection and favor. For many, these practices were not about challenging the divine order, but harmonizing with it, ensuring prosperity, health, and divine favor. An ancient blessing captures this sentiment. May the gods Shamash and Marduk, by the command of the god Ea, be present at my rituals. Provide a propitious oracle, and let my divinations be full of favor. However, as with all societies, Mesopotamia's view on magic was multifaceted. While kings and rulers often sought the counsel of diviners before battles or important decisions, there were boundaries. Those who overstepped, engaging in forbidden acts like cursing or malevolent sorcery, faced the wrath of both gods and men. A cautionary text warns, "If a man has put a spell upon another man and has not justified himself, he upon whom the spell is laid shall go to the holy river. He shall plunge into the holy river, and if the holy river shall conquer him, he that accused him shall take possession of his house." In essence, Mesopotamia's dance with magic was a reflection of its rich tapestry of beliefs, a world where reverence, pragmatism, and caution constantly ebbed and flowed, much like the rivers that nurtured its lands. In the vast expanses of the Eurasian steppes, where ancient tongues gave birth to a linguistic legacy that would span continents, while their world remained shrouded in time's mists, linguistic traces and shared mythologies among their descendant cultures provide glimpses into their mystical realm. Imagine a land where rituals, chants, and offerings bridged the mortal realm with that of the gods and ancestors. At the heart of this spiritual landscape stood the figure of the Heregs, a term that might have referred to a ruler or priestly figure. This individual, both a leader and a conduit to the divine, played a pivotal role in maintaining the cosmic order. Their authority, derived from both their lineage and their spiritual prowess, was unquestioned. Yet, the Proto IndoEuropean society was not solely under the guidance of these priestly rulers. There were others, perhaps referred to by the term wakes, which later evolved into the witch in English and similar terms in other Indo-European languages. These individuals, possibly shamans or seers, tread the boundaries between the seen and the unseen. While their practices might have been revered, they also walked a delicate line, balancing societal acceptance with the ever-present shadow of the unknown. The Proto-Indo-Europeans, deeply attuned to the cycles of nature and the stars, also held specific deities in reverence. Figures like the Sky Father or the Dawn Goddess played central roles in their pantheon. Rituals honoring these deities were essential, ensuring harmony between the tribe and the cosmic forces. However, as with all ancient societies, their relationship with magic was multifaceted. While the authority of leaders and priests was grounded in tradition, those who delved into more arcane practices faced both reverence and suspicion. Rituals that seemed to challenge the established order or invoked unfamiliar spirits could lead to tensions, with practitioners treading the fine line between honor and heresy. In essence, the Proto-Indo-European perspective on magic, reconstructed from echoes of language and shared myths, paints a picture of a society where the mystical was deeply interwoven with daily life. It was a world where reverence for the divine coexisted with the ever-present allure and danger of the arcane, shaping and being shaped by the ever-evolving tapestry of beliefs and practices. The ancient Egyptian worldview, steeped in the understanding of Ma'at, the concept of balance and order, was a backdrop against which the practice of magic took place. The very fabric of their society was infused with a sense of the supernatural, where both the grandeur of the pharaohs and the daily life of the common man were influenced by the unseen forces of the universe. Kingship in ancient Egypt was not just a political role. It was deeply religious. The pharaoh was the intermediary between the gods and the people. Often, pharaohs took on the role of the chief priest and were pivotal in maintaining Ma'at in the land. Their role in upholding and participating in magical rituals was not just as a ruler, but as a divine being. In truth, I am the Great One, the Son of the Great One. I am fire, the Son of fire, to whom was given his head after it had been cut off. The head of Osiris was not taken from him. Let not the head of Osiris Ani be taken from him. The Book of the Dead, spell 43. But it wasn't just the pharaohs who interacted with the divine. Priests and priestesses had specialized roles, serving different deities, and were keepers of sacred knowledge. They performed rituals, made offerings, and invoked gods to protect the land and its people. Their role was vital in ensuring continuous flow of the Nile, the successful growth of crops, and protection from enemies. Yet, as with all societies, tensions existed. The common man, while respectful of the official state-sanctioned practices, often turned to local magicians and wise women for personal concerns, from love spells to protection against snake bites. I am the plant which comes from none, whom the august gods bring into being, who begins to make words, who feeds on words. Pyramid Texts, Utterance 273. In homes and community spaces, these local practitioners would use spells, amulets, and potions, drawing from the same divine forces as the state priests, but in a more personal, intimate manner. They represented a more accessible form of magic outside the grand temple walls. Yet the line between acceptable practices and forbidden magic was not always clear. As with the Herastila's account, those who crossed boundaries, especially in matters of politics or personal gain, risked severe punishment. The state, while understanding of personal magic, was unyielding in its protection of Ma'at and the divine order. In conclusion, ancient Egypt offers a nuanced and rich area of magical beliefs and practices. From the grand rituals of pharaohs and priests to the intimate spells of local magicians, the land along the Nile thrived on a balance of the seen and unseen, the official and the personal, and the divine and the earthly. Through their texts, spells, and rituals, we get a glimpse of a society deeply in tune with the cosmic forces, navigating the challenges and mysteries of life with faith, magic, and reverence. In the vast expanse of time before the rise of classical antiquity, we have ventured into the primordial realms where magic was an elemental force, weaving the very fabric of ancient societies. From the Proto IndoEuropeans' linguistic tapestries to the intricate rituals of the Egyptian pharaohs, we have set the stage, laying down the foundational roots from which the figure of the witch would grow and flourish. These early civilizations, each in their distinct manner, provided glimpses into the embryonic stages of magical beliefs and practices. They navigated the dichotomies of magic, its potential for both benevolence and malevolence. In these formative eras, magical practitioners stood at a juncture, reflecting on their own roles while simultaneously being shaped by external perceptions and norms. But it's essential to recognize that Part 1 is just the beginning. It's the groundwork, the backdrop against which the more familiar and dramatic tales of witches will play out. As we've unearthed the origins, we've merely scratched the surface of a rich, multifaceted history. As we transition into classical antiquity, we delve into an era of transformation. Ancient Rome and Greece, with their burgeoning city-states and empires, marked a dramatic shift from societies deeply rooted in nature's rhythms to ones striving to dominate and shape their environment. This evolution brought with it a change in how magic was perceived and practiced. While earlier civilizations saw magic as an intrinsic part of the natural world, these advanced societies began to view it through a lens of control, governance, and sometimes suspicion. In this complex interplay between nature, magic, and man-made order, the identity of the witch underwent significant transformations, mirroring the social, political, and religious upheavals of the era. So as we conclude this initial exploration, we stand poised at the dawn of a new chapter. Join us as we journey into the heartlands of empires and city-states, tracing the evolution of the witch, understanding their self-perceptions, societal roles, and the indelible impact they left on the annals of history.